Here's some fun stats to piss you off. I don't know why I do this. Oh boy. All right, so 15 housing and home related stats that infuriate the average American. Let's see, are you the average American? Because some of these pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. So, number one, and I think most people probably know this, rent outpaces wages everywhere. Okay. In 99% of US counties, the average worker cannot afford a modest two-bedroom rental on their income. What is the whole like 30%, 33% or whatever rule that they try to do, three times your income in a month or something? 99% of US counties, the average worker cannot afford a modest two-bedroom. That's wild. That pissed me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Number two, starter homes don't exist anymore. I can speak to this. Me and my fiance would love to buy a house. It just genuinely seems, at least from the things I'm hearing and seeing, there's no point in buying a home right now because there's no such thing as a starter house. That concept is gone. It's called put yourself in debt house. So check this out. The share of new homes under 1,400 square feet dropped from 40%. So 40% of the homes in 1980 were under 1,400 feet. Starter homes, okay? That's under 8% today. So out of all the houses that are out there, less than 8% of the homes that are out there are under 1,400 square feet. Dog, that's whatever. So check this out. Next one on here. Home prices versus income. Since 1970, the median home price is up 500%. Okay. While the median household income is only up 120%. So say this is the floor, 500%, 120%. Is something wrong here? Look, that's mine. That's our wallet. That's the gap in our wallet where money should be. All right, next one on here. Mortgage payments doubled in 3 years. Mortgage payments doubled in 3 years. This is disgusting. The average monthly payment for a new home purchase is now more than twice what it was in 2020. Come on. What? The average monthly payment for a new home purchase is now more than twice what it was in 2020 due to both rising prices and interest rates. Does that piss you off? Are you an average American? I feel like I am. And this is not to create a victim complex, by the way. You're not a victim. Grab yourself by the bootstraps, get out there and go make a buck. But this sucks. It sucks. All right, next year. Property taxes squeeze retirees. So if any of you ever plan on retire, I don't think retiring is going to be a real thing for our generation. But so here we go. Some states have seen property tax rise 40% or more in the past decade, forcing seniors on fixed incomes to sell. Could you imagine that your property tax, like you paid off your house, you're living on a fixed income, Social Security, and they keep raising your property tax? You're supposed to own this. Don't even get me started. I'm an average American. Pissed. All right, next one. Utility costs are skyrocketing. Who doesn't know this? Jesus, Lismus. I used to work in energy sales, residential. It was an awful experience, but I know all about that. That rate. That 25. Green Mountain Energy trying to rip you off. You should switch to blank and blank. All right, electric bills are up 25% since 2021. 25%, same electricity. How have we not developed more infrastructure in the last 4 years? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, moving on. Oh, I'm an American. Number seven, renting is no escape. Oh, damn. I really shot myself in the foot from earlier on this one, huh? Half of all renters now spend over 30% of their income on rent, up from just 25% in 2001. 30% income. I'm in a combined household, so that helps. Find yourself a partner. Being single is expensive. Take that one. The whole video was worth that. Being single is expensive. You gotta either way you're gonna pay a price. You pick what the price is you're gonna pay. Trust me. Half a rent, it's cool. And roommates suck. Partners way better. Roommates suck. You can't really talk to them the same way. Okay. All right, moving on. So housing shortage crisis. All right. Yeah. Well, I think we know about that. The U.S. is short. Let's listen to this. 3.8 million housing units. We're short. 3.8 million housing. That's like my dad gives me $5 to go into the store and get him a $2 soda, and I come back out with $1.50. I'm short. He gonna know. He gonna know. We feel it. We could tell we're short, America. Thank you. Okay, the U.S. is short 3.8 million housing units, making competition for available homes brutal. It is. It is. Unless you want to buy like a $40,000 decrepit foreclosed home in Flint, it's pretty rough. No disrespect to Flint. I worked a lot in Flint. Love Flint, Michigan. God bless you guys. Just don't drink the water. It pisses me off too. I'm an American. All right, moving on. All right, investors are beating out families. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay, investors are beating out families. Institutional investors bought 24. I heard about this a while ago. This shit's crazy. Let me lean forward for this one. Institutional investors bought 24% of all single family homes sold in 2021. One quarter of all of the homes, single family homes, were bought by institutional investors. Like Black Rocks and things that I probably shouldn't even say that. I'm going to get canceled on here. But I lived in Atlanta for a little bit, and there was like a whole issue where like 16,000 of the homes out there were owned by some company, which is ridiculous. Why don't people own those homes? Oh. Foreclosure risk is rising again. Oh, shocker. What a crazy one here. Foreclosure filings in 2024 jumped 10% from the previous year, reversing years of decline. That's optimistic, right? Home insurance premiums exploding. Some states like Florida and California have seen annual home insurance rates climb over 40% due to climate. Could you imagine you just wanted to live in California because it's beautiful? Your home's freaking burning down every other third season. And then on top of it, you can't like get insurance. You can't afford the insurance that help. God bless anybody who's out there and what you guys go through. Just leave. The Midwest is great, but don't come here. We don't. You stay out there. I'll just shut up. Young adults stuck at home. Tell me about it. A record nearly 50% of 18 to 29. Man, I'm not a young adult anymore. 18 to 29-year-olds live with their parents because they can't afford rent or mortgage. I could have never moved out without roommates. I don't understand how when I meet like a 20-year-old that has a car note and their own place and a pet, you're 20 years old, like in the name of Goldman Sachs. All right, last couple ones. Furniture costs soared. The price of household furniture has risen 15% since 2020, making it harder to furnish new homes, which I completely agree with. Our cats tear up our couch. I can't believe how flippin' expensive a couch is. They want everything to be pay now, buy now, pay later. That's what they're trying to get. Klarna's trying to get me to have to bankroll a couch instead of just buying one outright. And I'm not going to Goodwill. I understand. They got great couches. I'm not going. It's a couch. I want to sleep on it, It's just certain things you just don't get used. Unless it's like a friend, family. You can trust them. Maybe you've already slept on it before. Different point. All right. Last couple ones. Hidden HOA fees. HOAs piss me. I worked in residential sales. God bless your HOA president. I know you love them. Homeowners associations dues have gone up more than 40% in the last decade, with now many exceeding 300. And I understand this too, because we were looking at new places because we can't afford a freaking house. We could, but we can't right now because it doesn't make sense. But looking at new places, it's like, oh, look at this. This one's pretty. It's blank and blank, and oh, it's only this much a month. And you look into it, and it's like $700 HOA fee per month. Dog, you just made your rent 2,700. And then lastly, guys, home repairs are a budget killer. So even if you try to get a deal on a house, the average emergency home repair now costs 2 grand. And 57% of Americans can't cover it without going into debt. Think about that. This is another scary reality. Want to buy a house? Okay, cool. What happens if your fridge dies? Your water heater dies? God forbid some plumbing in your shower blows up because somebody 30 years ago thought they were Johnny MacGyver and tried to fix something, and now you're dealing with a flooded basement. Dude, it's crazy. If any, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm literally more mad than I was when I read it the first time. Maybe I understand it better now that I tried to explain it to you. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If this pissed you off the way it pissed me off, maybe you're an American too. But those are some facts to kind of bring to the family and go ahead and help you be better at arguing with people. So we'll see you in the next one.